Now, speaking of people who have lived the story, who have been a part of the endurance, the perseverance of nothing stopping them, I'm going to invite up two very, very dear friends of Kirby and Fiona, and they're going to share a few words. And of course, they've been best of friends for the longest of time. They've really walked with Kirby and Fiona through thick and thin, through so much. So I'm honored to welcome up Tamara and Ryan Raymond to share a few words for Kirby and Fiona.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is an incredible honor for us to have this opportunity to say a few words on this very special occasion about two exceptional human beings who we have had the privilege to call our dearest and very best friends. So, legend has it that it all began when the ladies locked eyes across the dance floor at the Blue Elephant many years ago on a fateful evening.
The ladies.
For Kirby and I, however, it's been all downhill since, as the two girls haven't taken their eyes off each other and in fact have actively avoided eye contact with us boys for 25 years, especially at the end of a night. Suffice to say, nothing has changed.
On a serious note, though, as most of you will know, we've had the privilege of walking alongside KNF for most of their journey of life together. And we can, without a morsel of doubt, testify that this is the most supernatural union one can imagine. Yeah. While their deep love for each other was never a doubt, KNF had what we considered a dysfunctional relationship at the onset and were polar opposites in personalities. Thanks to mystical marriage and more, we know better now. But at the time, we often wondered if they would last the test of time. He was pretty much the same, larger than life, fun-loving, outgoing personality she is today. But our beloved Kirby was quiet, moody, shy, and reserved. He would communicate in grunts and commands and never showed any affection towards Fee. So much so that we broke out into spontaneous cheering on their first wedding anniversary when Kay actually obliged us by giving Fio a peck on the lips, like this, like what? Literally. But look at them now, no demonstration needed.
So our own relationship with them has also evolved in ways only God can explain. Tam and I, as most of you would know, are a little bit older than KNF. So when our friendship first began, we were almost parental figures, constantly trying to get them to show a little bit more responsibility, like having food in the fridge, having petrol in the car, having phones with bills paid so we can actually contact them. Mostly though, as the responsible rockers, our job was to make sure that they didn't rock more than 5 times a week.
Only because we didn't have the stamina. We went to church. That's right.
That's right.
We went to church.
KNF started their spiritual walk a while before we were fully aware of it. But as we joined them on this journey, there was an inexplicable change in how we saw and how we related with them both. There was absolutely no struggle for us to be submitted to them spiritually as we immediately discerned and saw God in the transformation that was happening right before our eyes.
Their marriage has taught us and continues to teach us what a true mystical union is. Their marriage is constantly evolving, devoid of familiarity, fresh like Nutella, and full of joy and freedom. As so many of us have experienced firsthand, Kirby and Fiona's marriage epitomizes the living word. Their lives are laid down, not only for each other, but for the rest of us as well. Regardless of age or how long we have been married or in a relationship, there has been and continues to be so much we can glean from their union. As Kay often shares with us, he lives for her and she for him. Enough said. Some of you may not know this, and as Kay would say, underline this, please remember it. KNF don't like surprises, but just this once, or maybe one other time as well, Kirby and Fiona, we have a little surprise for you.
Kirby and Fiona had a theme song, this would be it. Love lifts us up where we belong.
No, it won't. It would be this.
Love never fails.
Gangster's Paradise.
Endless love.
Forever young.
Follow me, follow you.
You're still the one.
Picture perfect.
Perfect.
From here
To eternity. A whole new world.
A whole new world, the Aladdin song, definitely.
It takes two.
Glory of Love.
I was made for loving you by kiss.
To Michael Jackson, The Man in the Mirror, because that's what you guys do best. Is no ordinary love.
One love. You are the sun. You are the rain.
Tarzan and Jane.
Love Actually.
Mission Impossible.
Love
Never fails.
Unbreakable.
Unstoppable Forces.
Sex in the City.
Eat, pray, love.
A walk to remember.
I got you, babe.
Lil, listen to me. Beautiful expression and journey of love.
Most extraordinary in itself and an example.
Their marriage.
Living episode.
You have taken me as I am with all my madness.
You've introduced fun into holiness.
Keep us married still after 12 years.
Nobility.
Extraordinary.
Increase.
Supernatural blessing.
The
The
time
time
has always been now. We love you.
So for those of you who missed the deadline, I'm sure you're a little upset now. KNF, we couldn't settle on a single word to wish you for the rest of your journey together. Hence, we took the liberty of using a few words to bless you with. May your love story continue to be a beacon of light to all those who encounter it. May your lives continue to transform generations. And may you continue to laugh loud, hug hard, and love like crazy. Here's to eternal, unbreakable, unshakable love.
Happy anniversary, darling.
Man, you just feel happy to be here, right? It's just, I'm honored. I'm honored to be here and to be a part of you guys. It truly is a blessing. And to make a toast to you both, I want to invite up another friend who has also been with Kirby and Fiona from the beginning, through thick and thin, Jackie Volt, if you could come up. And Ralph.
Wow, that's really hard to follow that, especially when we got 10 minutes to prepare. So no speech, just us standing here, so honored and just so privileged to be proposing the toast today for our wonderful, beloved Kirby and Fiona. So I met them you have to listen to a little bit, right? It's not just like, get your glasses. I'm giving you a chance to get some alcohol in your glass or something to raise a toast to while I speak. So make sure that you have something to toast with within the next 25 minutes. I'll give you a little bit of time. I've got a lot to say, but Tammy and Ryan already said it all. But the fact is that 25 years ago when I met Kirby and Fiona, or shortly after I met them, they were about 21 and he was maybe 23, and they said that they were engaged. And like in my very wise, knowledgeable way, I thought they were nuts. And I thought to myself, they'll learn, and hopefully by the time it actually comes to getting married, they'd realize they're too young, and they won't have to go through the nonsense I went through when I got married too young. So, So then if we go forward 5 years, we realize that not only are they a lot older and wiser than their own years, they're a lot more mature and wiser than my years. And so when it came to their wedding, it was with great joy and I think a few tears, which surprised Fiona very much because she always saw me as a hard bee, that I actually cried at their wedding. And I think I cried because I realized that this was something that was going to last and that these guys were really something exceptional. And here we are 20 years later. I'm giving you a chance to get your glasses filled. Here we are 20 years later, celebrating 20 years of not just their marriage and their union and their love for each other, as has been said before, but everything they've poured out on all of us know-it-alls, all of us who thought we were wiser, all of us that thought that we knew better. And we've learned so much in those 20 years from two remarkable people. And so today, as you get your glasses ready, I'm going to pass you over to my beloved and wonderful husband. And by the way, we've been married over 20 years ourselves. It took both of us twice, but anyway, here we are, from here to eternity. For sure, because we have the best role models. We should all have the best role models. We just have to learn from them, guys. So I'm going to pass you over to my husband to propose the toast.
I have. No, it works. Okay. Friends and family, can you all stand up, please? And raise your glasses to the wonderful couple. We wish many more years to come for this beautiful, mystical marriage. Awesome. To Kirby and Fiona. Cheers.
Prost.
Awesome. Yeah, give him a hand. Give him a hand. Yeah. Thank you, Jackie and Ralph.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Ralph, for your contribution. You guys can take a seat again. I'm very delighted, without further ado, to welcome the lovely couple that this night is about up on stage to share a message and to share from their heart. And I know for Manisha and myself, Kirby and Fiona have been absolute inspirations. And I know for myself when I came from lowly America to Sri Lanka and I met Kirby and Fiona, truly, my identity was all over the place. I felt like I had no voice, but you gave me a voice. You gave me a purpose. You gave me a home. And you showed me really who God really is. And for Manisha and I both, I say that. But thank you. And so guys, without further ado, please stand to your feet and welcome onto the stage for the first time tonight onto the stage, Kirby and Fiona.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
You can be seated.
Please take your seat. I promise you I won't preach to you. But yes, I think I should say a few words. Where's my wife? Yeah. Okay, she's at my right-hand side. But first I have to welcome and honor the governor of the Western Province who's here. And madam, thank you so much for being here. You honor us to be a part of our church. We are absolutely honored. You make our church great. You're the type of people that come, honor, and make WOWLife with all the rest of them. Come on, give us a big hand to them and yourselves. I want to honor and welcome my National Council, the pastors that stand with me, their bishops and overseers of over 670 churches, over 150,000 people under their diocese. And so thank you very much, National Council, for being here. We appreciate you and we value you very much. I won't go over all the rest of my leaders because the reason being, I'm talking about something very specific today. And the specificity of it is from John 15:15. And John 15:15 clearly says this, that when Jesus walked the earth, just before he left, he said to his disciples, "You shall no longer call me master." You see, from now onwards, he says, "I will not call you servants." He says, "You will call me friends." Now, this is very important, and that's why I don't want to address my leaders. We can go down the line here. But it's so important to understand the gospel and all this that you see here. Okay? You see, because Jesus wanted to be friends. He said, "I will no longer call you servants." The reason for that is because he wanted a relationship and not a religion or not a function. Pastor Nilo Besekram used to always say, his wonderful daughters are here. Come on, give them a big hand. It's fabulous. Yeah. He's always tell me that relationship is far greater than function. And that's what we teach in this church. We teach grace. We will look at how each one addressed me. You'll realize that it's deeper than just a church. I've not had a church split. I've been doing this for 15 years. I can't even imagine a church split because I'm ministering with my friends, you see. And so this is very important in a world where titles and systems and all this stuff, you know, my pastors call me bishop, okay, which is due. We have 670 churches, one of the largest dioceses in the country. My people call me prophet. In a time and season where titles have become a place where they compromise friendships, where systems and institutions take away and rob each other of intimacy, it's time that we preach the gospel of Jesus Christ, which is very different to any of those things. Why do I say this? Because like Jackie and Ralph and Ryan and Tammy correctly said, my gospel started with that table at the back there, Dhiran Nirmalingam, who's busy having a conversation, at number 14 Bagatelle Road. It started with my friends. It's when God called me. When one day I had a long night with them, I'd gone back home and brushing my teeth, I heard the Lord very clearly. You see, we were very rich. We were very successful. We didn't get to church to make money. We had everything that anyone can ever imagine. We have best friends, okay, strong friends. When he wanted to take me for my wedding, he bought a Ferrari, as you saw, okay. So we lived it up. I had a company in Dubai. We were doing very, very well. But then the Lord called me while brushing my teeth one day, and he said, "You know, I can bring all your friends to get to know me in one moment of time. All your friends." And that's where I started. And I said, "Lord, show me." I said, "I've been speaking to Jackie for years." And she doesn't listen, you know? And yeah, I'm getting there. Yeah. And it's very strange that Radhika Phillips is sitting here today, yeah, because she doesn't come to WOW. But it's a strange thing, Radhika, because maybe you don't know. But I said, "Lord, show me." And that night, I went clubbing. But before anything, 5 minutes went by. I said, "Lord, show me." And after brushing my teeth, the doorbell rang. And Radhika Phillips walks in, sits as she usually does in those days at home, rolls herself a joint, and then asked me this question. He said, "Kirby, this God you believe in, I'd like to know." And that was a sign for me that God is going to do something different. And that night I went out clubbing, and right in the club, there were 10 people, 10 of my friends, who asked me the same thing. "Teach me how to pray. How do I get to know God? I've seen you that you have a relationship with God." This happened. One night, God confirmed to me that I'm called out of that world, not because that world was bad, because that world needed someone that can go to them and touch them. And so, from that time onwards, WOWLife Church was born with friends. I remember a time when we started WOWLife Church, all Dhiran's friends, his brothers, his sisters, his then girlfriend, okay, all of them walked out and came to church, okay? I remember Dhiran would always tell me, he said, "Kirby, this is important." He never grudged it. He would come for the meetings, like he's here today. And I realized that God so loved the world that he didn't separate himself. God so loved the world that he didn't stay on a high mountain. He didn't take a big title. That God so loved the world that he came down, right down to where you and I are. And he met us in who we are. And he met us in our own expression. He didn't separate himself. but he came down and touched each one of us as us. And when I met Pastor Neil, he confirmed the theology of that we need to not be prophets, bishops, pastors, teachers, which we all can be great. But those are just walls again. If we start building those things and hold on to those things, there is nothing more than a wall that we're building all around us to isolate ourselves again. And that is exactly what the Old Testament and the law did. In grace and in the New Testament, Jesus said, I will come down. I will touch the lepers. I will go to Zacchaeus' house. I will hang around with the people. I will not separate myself and sit in a building made with human hands. My church will be the clubs. My church will be your houses. My church will be at your dinner tables. My church will be today here at Cinnamon Grand. My church, for the free churches as their bishop, is I've told them, if you are 20 people under a tree, I will cover you and I will protect you. Because the Church of Jesus Christ, my friend, is down in your homes and in your heart more than ever before. More than ever before. And that's the kind of gospel we like to preach. We like to be normal. We like to be human. In Sinhalese, we call it manushakama. Okay? It's very, very important that we are accessible, that people can understand us, honor us. Our best friends know that we are prophetic. Our best friends know that what we have inside of us. But there's a beautiful balance that WOWLife Church has, and that is the uniqueness of WOWLife Church of who you are and what you're doing in the world today. You're really showing how Jesus really wanted to relate with people. And that's what you're doing. And I love you because you have not got spoiled. You have not got corrupted. You're not being influenced by religiosities, but you're stuck to the grace that we have preached. And that's why I love you. And that's why we celebrate the way we celebrate. Because Jesus would have celebrated just like how we are celebrating today. One last thing in talking about this, relationship over function. It's a New Testament. The Old Testament said, don't touch the lepers, don't go out, wear the big long garbs and stay out, separate yourself and isolate yourself, protect yourself. But the New Testament says, no, don't protect yourself. Go out there, rub shoulders. Go to all
corners of the earth.
Right. Go to all the corners of the earth. The Jews thought they've got it on their own, and they became very exclusive. And nothing wrong with Judaism. But when Jesus came, he democratized God for every single person. And that also goes for our relationship. People ask me, Kirby, how do you have a strong relationship? 32 years together, really. 32 years together. And how do you have such a strong relationship? And I can only tell you this. I became friends with my wife. You see? In fact, I became best friends with her. And I know this, that many relationships today have titles. They function under husband and wife, and prophets and pastors and teachers, and different mothers and fathers. But I beckon you, my friend, today. If there's anything I can leave with you with 20 years, and we've had a fabulous marriage. I'm in love with this woman more than I've ever been in love with her ever before. I promise you, you can come to our homes. I'm not just saying it. Okay, I can't take my eyes off her. It's the same love that I had for her. In fact, it has increased upon my life. I can only say that's a gift from God, but also because I'm trying to emulate what he said. I want to get to know my friends. My church is a group of friends. And now we're a big group of friends. We're a big group of friends. But that is why we are unshakable. And that is why we are unbreakable. And that is why we will last. And that is why we will grow.
Come on.
Because this is a church of friends.
Come on, wow, make some noise. So, first and foremost, I just want to thank each and every one of you for being here today. Okay, yeah, if you told me 20 years ago that we'd be doing this 20 years and I'll be with my church fam, I would have been like, but look at what God has done, and I would never trade the last 20 years and the journey that has brought us right here with all of you as our family for anything in the whole world. You are the world to us. I want to first, before you all get thirsty and hungry, I want to thank everyone who's behind the scenes, who's making all this possible. I don't want to mention names, but I can't help but, mention Johan, because he's responsible for all this. Beautiful Auntie Nela, the media team, the bandies who are like tirelessly rehearsing behind the scenes, the media team that was up most of the night, getting things together, and everyone behind the scenes for putting this together for us. It's the greatest gift you have done so that we can all spend today together. Today is not just our anniversary, guys, okay? Today is actually the anniversary of Isuru and Natasha. We actually had the pleasure and honor of marrying them, I don't know, how many years ago, guys? 8? Wow, come on, give it up for them. I think often, so many people, everyone, you always say, Kirby and Fee, there would be no us without you. And I hear that a lot. And I think there would be no us without Christ. Honestly, there wouldn't have been. Because like Ryan and Tammy said, like Jackie, like all our old friends, no, we were poles apart and we thought that was a bad thing, right? And we loved each other, we hated each other. And we're so different, for those of you who know us. But we now understand that it's the perfect coming together of what God has planned in the opposites attract scenario. And it is only Christ and the Spirit of Christ in us that we have allowed to transform, to lead, to shape our hearts that you are seeing today. So if you're thinking that there will be no me without us, without you, it's all Him, right? And we're all one as a result of that. So thank you. I don't want today to be about Kirby and me. I know I love the whole walk-in, the music, it's like moment of truth, spotlight on me for too long, by the way, guys. It should have gone to the band. But the thing is that today is about marriage. It's about union. It's about relationship. It doesn't even have to be about marriage. It's about relationship, okay? And I just want to release over those who are married, thinking of getting married. I want our union to mean something. I want it to speak. I want it to overflow. I want it to build. We want it to build. We want it to reproduce. Right. We're not having any kids here. We want it to reproduce in you, okay? So I just want to release that over anyone here. No matter what you're going through, you can think, we're just coping. I just want to release, I know in good, true church fashion, a blessing over all of you that if you're in a relationship, planning to get into one, thinking of it, sealing the deal, committed in a marriage, what God has brought together. Let no person put asunder. No principality, no spirit, no demon, no angel. Let nothing put that asunder, because nothing will break up. If both of you are wanting it, and both of us have over the last so many years, you can be the mystical union, and even greater than what you see in K and me. Okay, so now it's time. In true, as Dhiren said in his speech 20 years ago, the definition of rocker. I don't know, let's see whether we can live up to that. But I want you all to have an awesome time.
Yeah? Right.
Yeah?
The rock is cooking.
Okay.
Let's go for it. Rock. Come on.
Have a blast, everybody.
Have a blast. Have a great time. Thank you.